قل إن كنتم تحبون الله فاتبعوني يحببكم الله.
We now move on to the discussion of mad. The mad. Mad literally means to lengthen or to extend. Technically, it means the lengthening of sound in the letters of mad or the letters of lean. I should mention that all up until now and our next discussions till the end of the book, whenever there's a definition, literal meaning or technical meaning, I suggest that the listener should memorize them and get an understanding of the literal meaning of these discussions and the technical meaning, how it is used. Moving on, the letters of mad are waw sakina preceded by a dhamma, ya sakina preceded by kasra, and alif. Note, the alif is always preceded by fatha, so this we know. The letters of leen are two, waw sakina preceded by a fatha, and ya sakina preceded by fatha. So here there's a fatha before both of these letters of mad, the waw and the ya. These two are called leen. Initially, mad is divided into two types. Al-mad al-asli, the primary mad, and al-mad al-far'i, the secondary mad. Mad asli is that mad where after the letter of mad there is no hamza or sukoon. Example, nuhiha. So from now I should mention that the main things we need to look for when we dealing with mad is we need to look for a letter of mad, a alif, wa or ya, and we need to look for a hamza or sukoon. These two things will constitute a mad. So whenever we're dealing with mad, we need to look for a letter of mad and we need to look for a hamza or a sukoon. So here a mad asli is that mad after the letter of mad, we will not see any mad or any hamza or a sukoon. If you look at the example, the first letter of mad we see is the waw after the noon. So the waw is sakina, it is preceded by a dhamma. But after there is no hamza, there is no sukoon, it is a ha. So therefore we will pull nu. And if you look further on in the word he, there is a letter of mad, the ya. It is sakin, it is preceded by a kasra. But after that there is a ha. So therefore we will pull it he, nu, he, and ha. And obviously the ha is always preceded by a fatha. It is not followed by any hamza or sukoon in a verse. So in this example we see all the examples of mad asli, the waw, alif, waw and ya. The duration of mad asli is one alif. One alif is referred to as qasr. So normally when we are discussing the duration of mad, normally in madrasa they will tell you pull one alif, 2, 3, 4, up until 5 alifs. Alifs is normal, the measure that we use to discuss the length of mad. And when we say it is one alif, it means that the normal time or a general, not too rushed, nor too slow opening or closing of a finger. If we close a fist, how long it will take to open up your finger or to lift a finger, a general lifting, that is normally the measure that we use for the length of one duration or one alif, if we have to pull one alif, or a closing of our finger. So that's just generally the measure that we use, and we call this one alif. And one alif is known as qasr. So when a mad, if we're going to pull, if the teacher they tell you that make qasr, immediately we should understand that we need to pull the duration of one alif. So for example, if we look at this mad asli, the example nuhiha, if we read, for example, nuhiha, and the teacher tells us make qasr, or it is mad asli, automatically we should know it is nu. We should pull a duration of one alif. There is another method of which the contemporary scholars use as a measure for mad. Instead of alifs, they use harakat, and that we will discuss at a later time. The harakat, and that will be from one haraka right up until 6 harakat. Basically what all these things, the harakat, whether using harakat or alif, these are just different terminologies, but the lengths are all the same. Nevertheless, moving on, mad far'i, it is that mad where after the letter of mad there is a hamza or a sukun. So unlike mad asli, there isn't a hamza or a sukun after a letter of mad. Mad far'i, there will be a hamza or a sukun after the letter of mad. The hamza is a cause of two types of mad. So here you should highlight the word hamza, or just keep this in your mind, that a hamza is a cause of two types of mad. Meaning, in this following examples, after the letters of mad, we're going to only see a hamza appearing. If after the letter of mad, the hamza is in the same word together with the letter of mad, then it is mad muttasil. So muttasil, joined. If after the letter of mad, the hamza is in the same word, so we should also mark or highlight the same word with the letter of mad. If you look at the example, ja'a, this is one word, ji'a and su'un. These are all one word, single words. And if you look at ja'a, the letter of mad is the alif in ja. But following it in the same word, there is a hamza. So this hamza is a cause of a mad. And what type of mad is happening here? It is mad muttasil. Muttasil ittisal means to join. If you look at the note, it is called the join mad, al-maddu al-muttasil, because the letter of mad and the hamza are joined together in one word. So look at another example. Ji'a. Ji'a, the letter of mad is the ya. It is followed by a hamza in the same word. So therefore, you have to pull the sound of this mad, which is ji'a. Similarly with su'un. Moving on, we already discussed the note. If after the letter of mad, the hamza forms part of the beginning of the next word, then it is mad munfasil. So here you should also highlight next word, just to give us an idea. So then this mad is mad munfasil. Example, bima unzila. So in this example, the letter of mad is the alif. It is followed by a hamza. Remember, mad far'i is that mad where after the letter of mad there will be a hamza. But mad munfasil is that mad where the hamza is appearing in the next word. It is the beginning of the next word. Bima, that's one word, and unzila is another word. So it is not in the same word, so therefore this is known as mad munfasil. If you look at the next example, qu anfusakum, the letter of mad is the waw, followed by a hamza in the next word. Fi anfusikum, and so on. Note, it is called the separated mad, al-mad munfasil, because the letter of mad and the hamza are in separate words. The duration of mad muttasil and mad munfasil is 3 or 4 alifs. This is also referred to as tawassut. So also the 4 alifs, can count our fingers closing 4 times, or 4 fingers. This will be the duration of tawassut.
وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهَامُ رَبِّ اجْعَلْ هَٰذَا بَلَدًا آمِنًا وَارْزُقْ القرآن